All right, guys, welcome back to another one. I am the Gold Standard, and today we are getting into it with our first leader from OP-10, Usopp. Now, I've been super excited about this leader, and I do think he's going to have a massive impact on the meta, which is why I think it's a good place to start our exploration of OP-10. Now, I've been affectionately referring to this leader as the King of Tempo, so today we'll talk a little bit about what Tempo is, how this deck creates it, and the different lines of play that you should use going even or odd. So guys, sit back, kick your feet up, and let's play some One Piece. So really briefly, before we get into the leader ability and what all the different cards are, I want to talk briefly about what tempo is. So there are a lot of different ways that you can define tempo. And for today, we're going to start simply by calling it kind of the rhythm of the game. In some cases, some would call it the initiative. Because simply put, whoever has more tempo over their opponent is going to be able to initiate their plans faster. So let's jump into a mock gameplay so that I can show you how to calculate tempo and you can understand it a little better. So here we've got Usopp against Bonnie. Usopp is a 4-life leader and Bonnie is a 5-life leader. So initially, just from the get-go, the way you calculate tempo is you add up all the life cards, all of the cards in your hand, and any attacking bodies that you have, including your leader. And that's because some leaders can't attack. So in this case right now, Usopp has 4 life cards, 5 cards in hand, and my leader. So technically we're at a tempo of 10. And honestly, you could say 9 because I can't attack the first turn, but for the sake of making this argument simple, we'll say 10. Now again, Bonnie is a 5-life leader, so she has 5 life cards and 5 cards in hand to start with, plus her leader swing. So initially, right out of the gate, she has a tempo of 11, and we have a tempo of 10. And so technically speaking, Bonnie is at an advantage right now. And honestly, you'll feel this immediately because it feels way worse to take your first hit when you're a 4-life leader than it does when you're a 5-life leader. And that feeling is the feeling of losing tempo to your opponent. Now, one thing I want to clarify is that searchers and blockers typically don't count towards a tempo point because they're not necessarily an attacker unless you spend a lot of Dawn on them. So for instance, on turn 1, if you play a searcher, it doesn't really add tempo to your count. The only things that would add tempo are something like this 4-cost Sabo, who is a 5k character because they can swing in and cost your opponent 1 card or 1 counter, meaning that they would lose 1 tempo. So guys, that's just the quick and dirty of how to calculate tempo. But the big takeaway is to understand that tempo is calculated by adding up all of your life cards, all of your cards in hand, and cards that can attack on your board. So now we know that 2 main components of tempo are bodies on the board and cards in hand. Let's take a look at what Usopp does and how he creates tempo. So first of all, he is a 4-life 5k leader whose leader ability reads your cost 2 or greater Dressrosa type characters have +1 cost. Now that in and of itself doesn't add any tempo or anything. That's just like a neat effect that he has. But then his second effect is on your opponent's turn once per turn. This effect may be activated when one of your Dressrosa type characters are removed from the field by your opponent's effect or KO'd. If you have 5 or less cards in your hand, draw 1 card. So anytime you lose a character on the field to an effect or KO, and you have 5 or less cards, you get to draw a card. And so referencing what we previously talked about with tempo, every time you lose a character on the field, you actually gain +1 tempo because of his leader ability. So now that we know that something like creating card advantage is important for tempo, let's look at all the other ways you can manage cards in this deck. So up first, we already talked about his leader ability. This is just the alt art leader. I wanted to include it because I think this just looks so much better. But basically, his leader ability lets you draw a card whenever you lose a character on the field. So typically speaking, if they attack into one of your characters, this would actually -1 tempo to your count, but because of his leader ability, you can draw a card, you end up being sort of net neutral. Now up next, we have the new 4-cost 6k Cavendish, who reads when attacking once per turn, draw 2 cards and trash 1 card from your hand. So you end up net positive 1 card with Cavendish, plus you get to filter your hand and throw away cards that you might not need. And in particular, this deck plays a ton of bricks, like Cavendish himself, who have no counter. So it's very important to have cards that allow you to filter out that hand. Up next, we have the 1-cost 2k Leo, who is a 1k counter, luckily. And his on play is you may rest your leader or 1 stage, and if your leader is Usopp, you can look at the top 5 cards of your deck, reveal 2 Dressrosa type characters, put them in your hand, and then discard 1 card from your hand. So this card, I think, is an amazing searcher because you actually get to pull 2 cards that you need and pitch something that you really don't need. For instance, one of the bricks in your hand, like if you have multiple Cavendishes in hand. So again, Leo allows you to be net positive 1 card or +1 tempo. And then finally, the other searcher we're playing is the 1-cost 2k Rebecca, who is also a 1k counter. But her on play is look at the top 3 cards from the top of your deck and reveal up to 1 Dressrosa other than Rebecca and add it to your hand, and then trash the rest. So I'm actually only playing 2 Rebeccas in this deck because one of the most important cards in this deck is your new 7-cost Rebecca, and you can't actually search her with this Rebecca. So this is all of your card management in this deck. This is all the ways that you can create card advantage. And in all honesty, these two are probably the most important in this deck. So up next, we talked about the second part of Tempo, which is characters on the board. So having an ability to remove someone's character on the board while also simultaneously developing a character on your board is a huge advantage in developing Tempo for you. So let's go over all the ways that you can do that in this deck. So up first, we have the new 7-cost 9K Kyros, whose on play is return up to 1 character with a 5-cost or less to its owner's hand. So you can use this on an opponent's 5-cost character, and now they've lost a body while you've developed a 9K swinger. So Kyros is huge at just swinging the tempo into your favor even a little bit. Up next, we have the new 4-cost 6K Zoro, who reads, on play, you may rest one of your Dressrosa type leaders or stage cards, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 4 or less, and then trash 2 cards from the top of your deck. So again, you develop a 6K body, and you can remove a 4-cost character from your opponent's field. So just slightly more tempo in your favor. In terms of more removal, we have the Gum Gum Red Rock, which is a blue event that reads, place up to 1 character at the top or bottom of its owner's deck. So for 6 Dawn, you can remove anything on your opponent's field. This is especially important into leaders like Shanks or Bonnie, who play a lot of 10-cost characters. And so finally in this, I also included the only reduction card that we're playing, which is a 2-cost 0-power 2K counter 1-legged soldier that reads, activate main, you may trash this character, give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 3 cost during this turn. So you combine it with Zoro, and you can KO a 7-cost. You combine it with Kyros, and you can return an 8-cost to an opponent's hand. And if you actually have 2 of these in your hand, for 8 Dawn, you can actually KO a 10-cost character, which is absolutely nutty with this deck. Now, I will say that I wish there was more reduction options in this deck, because there are times where you want it and all you have are the 4 one-legged soldiers that we're playing. So just as a quick shout out, I have seen other people playing Orlumbus, who is another Dressrosa that gives minus 4 cost, but has some other criteria. If reduction is a problem you're running into, maybe take a look at Orlumbus. Now, the last big concept in this deck that I want to talk about is defense. Because when you're playing for tempo, it ends up being kind of slower, like you're slowly chipping away at your opponents. And so you need a lot more defense than if you're playing something that plays really tall bodies, like for instance, Shanks. So in terms of defense, we're playing 3 blockers at 4 each. So that's 12 total blockers. And you can see obviously that this is important. So the first one is the new 4-cost 5K Frankie, who is a 1K counter, who is a blocker and reads, on KO, play up to 1 Dressrosa type character with a cost of 3 or less from your trash rested. So you can put him in, block something, and then when he's KO'd, you can put a 3-cost or less into play, which is why we're playing the 3-cost Bartolomeo and the 2-cost IDO blockers. Both of these can be played off of Frankie, and basically you just replace a blocker with another blocker, which can be super annoying for your opponents. So just to go over these real quick, Bartolomeo is a 3000 power 2K counter blocker. Again, searchable by all of your cards and can be played off Frankie. And IDO is a 2K character with a 1K counter, again, that is searchable. So these are all your blocker options, and they really do play together. And I should also point out with Frankie that you can also do things like recycle your searchers. So for instance, if you have Leo or Rebecca in trash, you can recycle them whenever Frankie dies if you need more cards. And then finally, I wanted to put this kind of neat card in here because I actually really like this card, and it's a very interesting way to protect the characters you have on your field. So this is the new 4-cost 5K Sabo, who is a 2K counter, and it reads, if your character with a base cost of 7 or less other than Sabo would be removed from the field by your opponent's effect, you may return this character to your owner's hand instead. So if they want to KO something like, for instance, your Kyros, and you have Sabo in play, you can just return Sabo to your hand and it'll protect Kyros. So again, I put this as kind of neat because it's kind of neat. It's a very interesting effect. So cool, those are the main chunks of this deck and how they create, as I've mentioned a million times, tempo. So now that you've seen that, let's go through the ideal lines of play going even or odd so that you understand how to use these cards together now. Cool, so up first, we'll go through the odd curve because there are slightly less plays that you can do, and then we'll move into the even curve. So up first, on turn 1, you have 1 Dawn. In this deck, it's critical that you find stage either very early on or in your opening hand. And so turn 1, you're going to play stage if you have it in your opening hand, or you're going to play Leo, or potentially your other Rebecca searcher, but you have a better chance with Leo, obviously, because he can find 2 cards, and you're going to use the searcher to find stage, because you really do need stage in this deck. Up next on turn 2, you could drop a blocker in. This is a perfectly good time to drop a blocker because especially IDO or Bartolomeo, both of them, as we talked about, are 3 and 2 cost characters. So you can just block their next swing, it goes into trash. And then later when you play Frankie, you can recycle it. The other thing you can do on turn 2 is you can just stack all your Dawn on your leader and swing for 8. Kind of up to you. Now turn 3 is when we come up on 5 Dawn, and you have a ton of options here because we have a lot of 4-cost characters. So I would say the most critical one that you could play is the Cavendish, because you want to start developing that card advantage, and you want to be filtering, looking for the cards that you need for the later turns. Another perfectly good option is to put down the 4-cost Zoro and just KO something on their board. And then finally, I think another great option is to put the Sabo that we talked about down, because this sets the stage for then your 7 Dawn turn, which is where your big combo in this deck comes from. So on turn 4, you're at 7 Dawn, and this entire deck is basically built around this combo. All of the cards are designed to find these 3 or 4 cards that you need to play this. So the way this combo works is you play the new Rebecca, who is a 7-cost 4K character and a 1K counter, and her ability reads, on play, if there is a character with a cost of 8 or more, draw 1 card, then reveal up to 2 Dressrosa type characters with a cost of 7 or less other than Rebecca from your hand. Play one of the revealed cards and then play the other if it is a 4-cost or less rested. So basically you put her down. Because your leader adds +1 cost to all your Dressrosa type characters, she actually becomes an 8 cost, and then her ability comes online. So really she is only designed for this deck. So you put her down, and then you can put a 7 cost and a 4 cost rested into play. So the 7 cost you're going to play is the Kyros. As we've talked about, 7 cost 9K character, and you can return something on the field to its owner's hand. So maybe you have a searcher that you want to play again, you can return it to your hand, or maybe they have a 5 cost or less blocker or something else on the field that you want to return to their hand. So you can put him down, do that, and then you can combine it with Zoro, whose ability we already talked about, but he can remove a 4 cost. And so really what you get to do if you pull this combo off is you get to play a 7 cost 4K character, a 7 cost 9K character, a 4 cost 6K character, and return a 5 cost character to their owner's hand and destroy a 4 cost character. So imagine the amount of tempo swing you get if you can nail all of the parts of this puzzle. And I will say this has a very similar feeling to when you pull off like a really good Gecko combo, because you just spam the board with a ton of bodies and you're removing stuff on their board, and it swings things in your favor very quickly. Cool, so that is the odd curve. So up next, let's take a look at the even curve. But before that, guys, if you are getting any value out of this video, please do not forget to hit that like button and subscribe. It really does help the channel out a lot, and I appreciate all the support you've already all given me just from watching these videos. And if you are looking for a way to further support the channel and already planning to buy cards, I do have a link to TCG Player in the description of all of my videos. If you use it, I get a small percentage of whatever cards you buy. And currently we are sitting at almost $80 in the account, and I plan on using this to buy a box of whatever the newest set is and give it away on the channel whenever we reach $100. So guys, we're pretty close, and we just got OP-10, so maybe we can make it happen. If you use the code, great. If not, no worries. I appreciate all the support you've already all given. Now let's get back into it. Cool, so up next we have the even curve. And honestly, you probably want to play the even curve more often than not. The only times you want to play the odd curve is if you're going into leaders that specifically want to play odd. So for instance, Purple Luffy. So the even curve, turn 1, you're going to drop your stage immediately. And then honestly, if you have Leo, use it and drum up some more cards that you need for the later turns. Now turn 2, it's great because you're already at 4 Dawn, and so many cards in this deck are already 4 Dawn. I didn't put these into any specific order because it's really dependent on your board state, but Cavendish is obviously a great 4 Dawn play. Zoro is also if you want to remove something from their board that they've played on 3 Dawn, so maybe like a Rush Body or something like that that you want to get out of the way. And if you really want to, you can put Sabo down if you don't really have another option. Next at 6 Dawn, you're going to put down another 4 cost, whichever one you need to fit the situation again. So if you want card draw, you got Cav. If you want removal, you got Zoro. And again, Sabo for protection. And with the 2 remaining Dawn, you can drop one of your blockers so that you can load it into trash for later, stop an attack, and have something for Frankie later in the game. And then finally at 8 Dawn, we're playing our combo again. So we're playing Rebecca into Kairos, into Zoro, or Cavendish, or Sabo, or Frankie, or any of our other 4 costs in this deck. And then we have 1 extra Dawn so we can swing in with leader for 6. So again, I think that the even curve is much more streamlined for what you're trying to do in this deck. The only problem is that if you're going even, technically they do get to attack you first, and it can feel like you're losing a little bit of momentum to them. So that's why I think it's important in the 6 Dawn turn to develop a blocker, just so that you can have a little extra protection. Cool guys, so that's all I've got on Usopp right now. I really do hope all of this helps, and please, if you do have questions, leave them in the comments. I know tempo is kind of like a mysterious concept, and I'm hoping that this helps. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And let's get into some gameplay. All right, we are in it with a blue Doffy. So what do we want to take? I mean, I guess we take first from them to kind of... See, I love this hand, but we don't have a Coliseum. We do have a Leo, though. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it. Because we might be able to rip a Coliseum right now. We get it all, guys. We get everything we want. I don't even know what I want to trash in this scenario, though. I guess Frankie. Because I'd really... Like, this guy could be good because I can just body different things on the... like, I can just body things as he plays them. Yeah. I think this will be good. This will be good. And we'll drop this. Cool. We are kind of on pace to do some fun stuff. Let's see what else is. We don't got nothing in trash. Okay. So let's see what he does here. I'm assuming he plays like Jinbei Weevil. That'd be kind of his ideal scenario. Teach. Yeah. Load Jinbei. Swing big. What's interesting is he gives us a thing to attack into by doing that. Like, I think that's a kind of a misplay on their part. Like, he should have just played Jinbei Weevil and swung with leader. Because, like, yeah, I take this, but it sort of doesn't matter. Because what happens here is I can just go 7 into his Weevil. Well, I can go 6/6 and get 2 things out of his hand. And we get some value off of Cavendish immediately. Oh, I guess we trash IDEO because... I mean, because we can drop in Zoro off of our Rebecca here. Yeah, like this is... That was a kind of a not great play on his part, I don't think. Because he has to burn 2 cards to keep this guy. He can swing back into our Cav, sure. But that takes an attack. We're going to kill something next turn no matter what with Zoro here. And I might even return maybe Leo to my hand so I can drum up some more stuff. We'll see. Not bad, not bad. We get the pudding treatment. I mean, we still have kind of everything we need to some degree. Minus a Zoro. Do we keep Cav? He's still just gonna attack in, so no. That sucks. Yeah, so he goes 8 here. Take this, yeah. Okay. Let me think about how I want to do this, because obviously we play our Rebecca here. So let's go here. Try and get some more counter out of his hand. I guess I'll return Weevil to his hand. Yeah. Because there's no counter, and I mean, he can drum up a card, but that's fine. And we'll drop in our boy Frankie off of that as well. So yeah, that's what we'll do here. So yeah, let's go here. We'll go here. We get the Zoro, which is even better. So we'll KO the... I think we'll KO Gecko and actually return Weevil. Hard to say. Because Gecko gets him cards. Like, he can get this. So I'd rather KO the Gecko, I think. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. So we'll go here, KO this, return this to his hand. I could have attacked into it, I guess, with Kyros. That actually would have been a better move. But yeah, no, that's the end of the turn. Yeah, we should have attacked in with Kyros. I didn't even think about that. And returned our Leo to our hand and, you know, had potentially more options for next turn. That's all right. I mean, he can play Weevil here again. I mean, we definitely play Frankie next turn, so we can go like Frankie. Yeah, he plays his Weevil. We can get Frankie in. Okay, Boa. Not bad, not bad. Kind of want to try and find another Zoro, honestly, if we can. Go 6 here. Yeah, we block that faux show. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I feel like we need another Zoro. Because I can get rid of this. I mean, yeah, let's try. We'll try and get a Zoro. we also get Luffy here. And he could potentially put pressure on, but I think Zoro will be better. So we'll just go Zoro. I guess we take Luffy too. Because he's better than Kyros, yeah. Okay. And we get rid of this. Then we put in our boy. Let me think about how I want to do this. Yeah, so we go here. Get rid of this guy, go here. And then we've got a 6 that we can go with, a 9, and then I can drop Frankie in over Leo here. Yeah. Yep. End the turn there. Because we can get IDO again out of trash. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. We'll get IDO. Because we'll block something. Got a 2K counter. I mean, we can play more stuff. Yeah, so we counter this. Block something else. Once we get this into play, we can start just KOing basically everything on his board. Because now we can go into this. Ooh, he plays a Kaido. That's kind of nice. I'm going to have to hand it to him. That's kind of nice. That's kind of nice with it. That's cool. Yeah, so we can do this. And let's go ahead and get IDO. We get another card draw. Not bad, actually. 4 on 2. Sure. Okay, so now we can kind of do something back to him the same way. Like, that's insane to try and keep that right now. But I'm going to let him. Let me think. So we can go, because I can drop Rebecca in. We can return Teach to his hand so he doesn't have another attacker. Obviously, we can attack into this with Kyros there. So let me think about how much Dawn we need. We've got 3 extra Dawn to mess with. So we go Rebecca. Let's go 6 here. See if he burns some more counter. He's just going all in on the counter. I'm into that, honestly, guys. Let's see if we can get more counter. And even more counter. Yep. So then let's go 9 into life. I'll play out Rebecca. I'll return. I guess I can return one of these to hand. Play out the other one. KO this. So yeah, let's do something like that. Let's see. We've got 7, 9. Didn't really use the Dawn super efficiently there, but I feel like it was enough. I mean, I could also just use this and... Nah, we'll just go Rebecca. I guess I could go here still. Yeah, might as well. Let's go here. And... I mean, Sabo's not bad here either. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah, let's go here. KO this. And we'll swing into this. Because now he doesn't... There's no way he can, like, divvy up the Dawn now appropriately. Yeah. So, I mean, he can clear some stuff off our board. This guy's a big problem for him. So, I mean, I assume he's going to attack into that. And this puts some Dawn on and maybe get rid of a Zoro. He could swing into Kairos, I guess. Kyros. I mean, if he has a Grav Blade too, then we're in a pretty bad spot. Yeah, I mean, like if he attacked in to obviously Kyros, put 3 on his leader, I could protect that. 7 more for a Grav Blade would remove 2 more things. So I'd end up with 4 attackers still, and this guy can restand himself. So I don't know. I mean, if he could put blockers in here, that's an option. Yeah, so he's going blocker route. Goes 7 here. Maybe puts another blocker in. I'm kind of curious. I mean, I could counter this pretty easily. Because if we don't get him next turn, basically, is there a chance that we would even have another turn? I guess there's always a chance. I'll save it. I'll save that life. Yeah, I figured he'd get rid of that. Ah, man, that's incredible. What a top deck. Yeah. Oh, awesome. Absolutely awesome. So yeah, we'll bottom deck this for sure. We'll play this. So let's go like 5-5. Yeah, we'll go 5. We'll go 6. Okay, we'll go 6 again. Crazy. Do I even bother? I guess we try it. You always try it. I mean, the other thing I could do right now is just play Kyros and maybe return one of these to. I don't even need to. I can just play Kyros, return. Like, I can survive with this for sure. Yeah, I think we could just play Kyros. I don't even return anything. Oh, never mind. I put one Dawn on there. Never mind. Okay. Plan's easy. Yeah, plan's very easy. Thought I had 10 Dawn. I forgot to put one on her. All right, cool. So, I mean, he can still absolutely remove 2 things. I have 3 attacks next turn, so it'd be tough for him. He'd have to, you know, block her up, attack. But he's got to assume I have some kind of counter, because people aren't playing Usopp yet, and so they don't know that, like, he's just got bricks for days in hand. Okay, so he is going to go 8 on 6 here. Okay, Jinbei into blocker. Okay. I think I just give him this, right? Like, there's no world. Yeah, I think we just give him that, because I can return one of these to his hand. I guess I'll block her. I'll block that. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, nice. We get another. And a Cav. So, I mean, here's the thing. It's like, I return this to hand. I give him a 1K. Actually, I return this to hand. And then we just swing with everything. And what's he saving Dawn up? Yeah, there's no shot. Yeah, so I think you can see how we out-tempoed Doffy there. Like, that's crazy that you can out-tempo Doffy. But, yeah, you know, like, we return this to hand. I can also just body one of them like this. And, yeah, swing in with everything. Conversely, we could have just, you know, used Zoro, KO this, swing in, you know, with all the extra Dawn on all of our things. I mean, we had it. There was no chance. GG's. That was a good one. GG's. All right, we are in it with a purple Luffy here. We don't have like any of our combo pieces. We don't have a stage. Still don't have a stage, but so let me think. We can go here. We can probably grab a stage off of the top. So let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, we'll get a stage. And I think we'll grab Kyros. And then I guess we'll drop. Yeah, we'll return those. Put this one at the top just in case. What do we want to put in the trash? I guess we'll put this guy in because we can play it off of Frankie here. Yeah, this will be good. Unfortunately, we didn't get a Rebecca off that search, and this Rebecca can't search other Rebeccas. A shame. So we'll drop this. Let me think. Yeah, we'll drop this. I mean, this Luffy's pretty solid. I guess we'll take this Luffy. And swing for 6. Yeah, we'll swing 6. Gives us the blocker, checks out, and end the turn. So what's he do here? He can play a Zoro, and then we can kill that Zoro. Conversely, I don't really want to take this, but I think we have to. Ugh. Yeah, so he's going to play the Search Zoro. I mean, conversely, I can just play this blocker. I think we'll be at 5 and then 7. So then we can be at this next turn. We still do not have a, a Rebecca. I mean, I don't even want to use this search to find another Rebecca because, like, I know we'll bottom deck one right now. So maybe we just use this, KO this, and what do we have? We have 6, so then we can swing 6. He's got a Gum Gum Giant, maybe. Again, I can put this into play and then use this next turn. I think we just KO our boy here. Yeah, and we'll KO that. Nice, pitch that into trash. Yeah, and we'll go 6 here. I guess I could search. Nah. Gives us 2K, cool. All right, so Luffy Taro comes down here. Do we don't have a good answer for that. I mean, we can play our Luffy here, but I don't know that it's like that great to do necessarily. We got some counter. Like I want to use this searcher, but I just know we'll bottom deck Rebecca like instantly. Oh, he just does a Zoro. All right, this I can take. Because what I might do is actually use Kyros to return Leo so that we can drum up like more stuff. It's risky, but like Leo is so much better in this than the other stuff. So alternatively, what we can do is I can play this down, attack into Zoro, and like use these and attack into his life, which I think is also not a terrible plan. 7. Yes. I don't think I want to search anymore. Not with the Rebecca, because I will bottom deck. Probably. I thought I would bottom deck. Okay. So we go 5, 7. I mean, I can drop this in next turn. I could also use this, return this, attack into this on his when he swings in. But yeah, we'll go 5 first. Then we'll go 6. We'll see what we can get here, like out of his hand and stuff. Yeah, we'll go 6 here. Assuming we get a 2K, yeah. Kyros is so good though, because then we get a 9 body on board. I mean, this guy is online, but it's not exactly helpful. Kyros into Leo is not a terrible plan, I don't feel like, because yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and we'll get this for next turn because like we need some stuff here. Because I can go this. If we can get a Rebecca, I can go Rebecca into Luffy and Frankie, which would be quite nice. Or Sabo or somebody like that. Let me think. Who do we want to pitch here? I guess it's got to be Sabo, because this isn't a super removal heavy deck. So I'm assuming he's going to play his 9-drop Luffy here. I'm surprised the Luffy Taro hasn't come down. Yeah, I got to give him another 2K here. I mean, there's no reason not to. Because if he plays... Yeah, Luffy Taro comes down. Cool. And Sangoro. So I'm sort of okay with that. Oh, nice. We get the Rebecca. Okay. Okay, so here's what we can do. We can play this into this. We can swing with him into Sangoro here. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so let's go ahead. Let's do a little bit of some cleaning up here. Because, I mean, either he gives us counter. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So we go here into this. This can attack into, I guess, this guy. I kind of want to try this real quick. Just because if he is saving a Gum Gum Giant, okay. Yeah. So then this will attack into this guy with... does he just take this? Yeah. So we'll go Rebecca here. We'll go here. And we'll go here over her. And then with him, I'm tempted to even drop another Leo here, but honestly, I don't think we should, just because we don't have space for it. So let's go, yeah, let's go 9 into this 6 here. He gives that to us. Very interesting. Well, let's swing 5. Interesting. I'm kind of tempted to use her to attack into this Law too, just to clear some more stuff, but I guess I'll wait. Let me think about this. Do we have anything that we want to do? Because I could restand our Luffy here and swing into his Luffy. But I think I'm just going to let this bet ride. We'll just let this bet ride. We have a little bit of counter here. If they KO Frankie, ooh, nice. That's actually kind of good for us. Yeah, nice. Okay. Ooh, even better. Like, he didn't hit any of his, like, the 9 drop or anything like that. Draws Sanguro. So what's he do? Swing 9 on something? Maybe 6 and then 8 or something like that? What do we have in here? I can play a Bartolomeo. Yeah, 8 on 6. Yeah, you can have that. Yep. Draw this. 5 on that. You can have our Rebecca here. Cool. Kind of not bad there. Kind of not bad. Okay. Is there any world where we can just finish him here? Probably not. I mean, we have this that we can restand. I've got some blockers. Let's go 5. I can put in this guy. We can swing into this again. I could just drop another blocker here. We got some options. So let me think about this. I think we'll use this first just to get some cards. That'd be nice, but Cav would have been great earlier. Yeah, we'll take these 2 blockers and I'll pitch one of them into trash because we might still want to play this. Okay, so I've got tons of Dawn to work with here. I can save 2 for this. Have 2 blockers up. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm just going to swing out here. So let's go like, what, 7? Yeah, we'll go 7. Go like 7, 7, 9, 9, something like that. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, let's go 7, 7, 9, 9. Just drop a blocker in after this. Well, maybe not. Because now I could use this. I mean, he can use Gum Gum Giant here and most likely get out of it. But then he truly has nothing next turn. And we still have another one of these. I'm going to try it. So let's return, I guess some 2K, 2K. Bottom deck, bottom deck, bottom deck. And Zoro. And we'll do this one too. And this guy. And we'll swing out again. Presumably he uses Gum Gum Giant here. Oh, he just counters. Absolutely wild. Absolutely. Look at that. Insane. Yeah, and then we'll drop this. Call it a day. So we'll see what he does here. I mean, if he drops a bunch of blockers in, sure, that's an option. This boy can't attack next turn anyway. I mean, maybe it was worth. That was totally worth doing actually. He'd have to stack a ton of Dawn on to clear anything. I have blockers. I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do here. I'm very curious. Okay, rush. So he rests a blocker here. Okay. Kind of not worried about that. Is he really going for game here? Like, there's just no shot that he gets through. I mean, sure. I mean, Uso Hachi's a 3 cost, so I mean, I'll just give you the blocker. Sure, why not? I don't know. All right. I mean, yeah. GG's. Absolutely wild. I mean, we didn't even have like a great hand or anything. That's pretty cool, honestly. I'm kind of impressed. GG's. All right, we're in it with a Shanks, and this is actually a fairly tough matchup for us. We've got all of our pieces except for a stage. I mean, I almost have to keep this. Just because of all this. Oh, man. Power supply. Pitch an IDO. Yes, we'll get rid of him. See, this is why I kind of wanted the stage, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So next turn we can go Rebecca into Kyros into Frankie. Get our IDO back, or really anything. Okay, we'll take this one. Ooh, I could almost use this right now, but I'll wait. It would have been kind of nice, but that's fine. So he does KO that. I thought about using this to return it to his hand immediately, but I mean, now he loses the Frankie, so I'm not too upset by the whole thing. I mean, this could be a serious problem for him if I drum up the other piece to it. Yeah, I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna go here. Okay, new gate. Kind of checks out. Okay, we take that. And then what do we want? I guess, I mean, Bartholomew makes more sense. See, that's why Frankie's so good. We just get it right back. So here I could, I got 9, so I could actually return this to his hand. It doesn't really do much for us. But like if he gets reduction, the problem is he can get rid of this stuff. So I kind of think it sort of is helpful. So let's go 5 here. Let's go 7. We'll put that back in his hand. And we'll go from there. Like a rush thing could potentially get Luffy here, but that's about it. 5. So he is going to go Shanks here. Yeah, so we'll give him this because I have a bunch of blockers in hand that I can play. Yeah, so we give him this. Drum up another card. Yeah. Kind of awesome here. Get rid of that. I mean, we could do our Luffy play right now, honestly. And like absolutely nuke this dude's hand. Or get him to 0, basically. But actually, I don't think we can. Yeah, let's go. So let's go, what, 8, 9? Let's go 5 first. Yeah, we'll go 5 first. I'll go 6, 9. I'm going to save him. Okay. Yeah, we'll go 5 next again. Go 9. Assuming he takes that. Do we even want to use him right now? I kind of want to save him. So let's go here. Yeah. If I could get some more cards in trash, that would be kind of nice. Kind of nice here. So he gets rid of Kyros. He gets rid of Kyros, which is a little odd there. But, I mean, we'll take it. I'm going to just bottom deck that again. Yeah, so we'll bottom deck this. Let's go. Let's just go 9 on life. Save this guy. Do I even want to save him? Let's go 7, 9. Let's go 8, 8, 8, actually. Yeah, we'll go 8, 8. Problem is I didn't have 15 cards in trash for this. Yeah, let's go 8 again. Or 7. Doesn't matter. Okay, we're just ripping his hand to pieces right now. 15. Yeah, we just don't have enough cards in trash yet to make this work. So unfortunate. Okay, so then what's he go? 6 here. I can go 2, 1. Save the blocker. 2, 2. 2, 1. Let's go 2, 1. Go 2 and we'll go 1 here. Save that blocker. KOs it anyway. Sort of expected, but it's fine. We finally get our stage here. Okay. Yeah, we got to go here. Let's get a Kyros and I guess Cavendish here. Yeah, we'll go Cavendish. What do we trash here? I guess we can trash up our Bartholomew because I guess we could trash this, honestly, because, well, we might want to save that. So let's go 4-4 here. So yeah, we'll go 5. I'm sure he reduces that. Yeah. And then we'll go here and here, and we'll end the turn. Because I can still use this on, like, Cavendish, for instance. He's trying to get another Shanks, it looks like. God damn it. It's fine. All right, we'll block with this. Let's get him back first, and I guess the Bartholomew. Sure, why not? Draw a card. There's another Frankie. KO is that bad boy. Okay. So we have Cavendish. Let me think. So let's return this to our hand and then play this out and swing. Let me think. I can swing 6-6 here. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go 6. We'll go 6 again. Oh, nice. Don't need that. No counter. Kind of wild. All right. So I think we've got 9. So I can go here. I mean, I wonder if he has a rad beamer. Like, what could he possibly have that would do anything? I mean, we have to go 9 here, right? Yeah. There's no shot he has anything there. Okay. Beckman, KO's Cavendish. Go 7 here. So let's see. We block this. I mean, I can use this now on our boy. Put the rest of our Don on here. So I think that's what we do. And then I still, yeah. So we go here. I think we have 15. Yeah, so we go here to here. He's a 15 now. I mean, even with some pretty epic he got out. GG's. He quit right away, guys, but we got that one. That was a fun game. I mean, minus all the chaos in the background, that was a super fun game. GG's.